What's going on, everyone? This is Impulse and welcome back to Hermitcraft Season 6. Last episode, guys, we worked on this incredible, really cool shulker system, Shulkers on Demand, I called it, where we can get all these items delivered into our system here above us for trading, and that worked out really well. I got more work to do today on it, but we're not going to spend the entire episode working on this again. Don't worry about that, because I don't even have enough quartz or observers to finish this out just yet. So I'm going to try to solve that today. And we got a few other things we want to do. I got some brand new beacons that I've acquired, and there is a job just through here that needs to be taken care of. So let's go take a look at some changes that have occurred in the Nether Hub. And yeah, things look different, quite a bit different. There are fires everywhere and a severe lack of the quartz slash snow structure that used to be here. We're basically back to the initial Nether Hub here. Look at this. Back to this stone and just randomness here. So yeah, we need to do something now because we're making room for what is the to-be Nether Hub. Where is the stairway? There used to be a stairway to go down and kind of take a look. Is it right here? Here we go. All right, let's come down here. This is where the Nether Hub's going to end up being, sort of. We have these layers that need to be built, and yeah, there's these walls going around that are being put up and ceilings, it looks like, already being put up. We are preparing for what's going to be a really cool Nether Hub. We talked about it, I don't know, months ago. And, you know, we had to put it on hold for a little bit because there was a little bit of a prank war going on that took our attention. But now we're going to get back to working on it. And as you can see, we're clearing this area out and getting ready for it. But you can see they left what I did when they cleared this out. They would, you know, wanted to be respectful and stuff and not tear down my stuff just yet. So I'm going to do that today so that we can get started on this thing. But there is an issue that we need to solve. We have a bit of an elevator here that is going all the way up to the bedrock ceiling, and it's going to need to come down in order to make room for this new hub. So we're going to have to tear it down and make room for I don't know, and make a new way to get up there, I guess. We'll have to make a way to fly up there. I think most people would rather fly up there than take this anyway. And then we're also going to need to make a manual way to get up there, like climbing ladders and stuff for people that don't have elytras. Like if you died and didn't have an elytra and you needed to get up there to enchant a new one or something. I don't know. Anyway, but look at this. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, this is good news. This works out great for me. I'm going to tear this down and look at what it's made out of. Observers. A lot of them. There's a lot of observers in this elevator, and we're going to be getting all those back, which means we can put them towards the shulker box system. So I may not need to go hunting for quartz today. We're going to find out. But first, time to clean this place up. There we go, torn down. Oh my goodness. It always feels a little strange to tear down something that you've built, but in this case I have no issues with it considering I know what's going to happen here and I'm super excited about it. So not bummed at all. Plus, as cool as this elevator was, it seemed like a lot of the other hermits actually had a difficult time using it. Like they would maybe step on the pressure plate and get off too quickly or something, and it was causing some issues. And I think it got shot at a couple times from gas and all sorts of stuff. And I think they would rather, for the most part, just fly up there. So let me try this because that's pretty terrifying. I feel like that's gonna kill somebody. It may be me right now. So I need to figure out a good way to make it so they could fly. It would be really nice if I could just get rid of even more bedrock potentially and have a nice big hole and then the bedrock ceiling there that they could actually fly all the way up and through, because right now that is fairly difficult to fly up through and then like land in that little spot right there. I'll try it one more time, I guess, or I won't take off at all because people. Anyway, so the other thing is, yes, I need to obviously keep in mind that not everybody will have an elytra and be able to fly up there. So I'm thinking what I'll do is, you see, we're gonna have these walls. Actually, I don't know how well you can see it, but we're gonna have these walls, and there really can't be anything going up through the middle of this area that's in between the walls, because it's gonna look kind of funny. And trust me on this, you'll see what I'm talking about once we get this done. But if we're gonna have like a ladder or something that's gonna go all the way up to the ceiling there, I'm gonna have to put it like outside the wall, and it looks like I can see there's a little carved spot right here. So maybe if we utilize this, kind of come out here, make a little platform, and then ladder all the way up, and then have like some sort of tunnel. That way people on foot can still get to this thing without elytra access, basically. So I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta figure out the best way to do this. I cannot fly right now. I cannot fly. I'm not blaming anybody, really. So yeah, let me figure out the best way to do this, and I will be right back. Oh, look, now our hub is getting gas in it. Great. Alright, so I've been playing around with a few ideas on how we can safely fly up into this space up here, but I've also gone ahead and made a way to climb up there via ladder. So if you go out this way, you can of course take a boat, but it's not really that far, and I just have to get outside the wall here. So as soon as we get to this point, you can see this is where the outer wall of the nether hub is going to go, right along here. So we can come past it just a little bit, and then we got a ladder that's going to go up, over, and then into that space. So now there is a way to climb up there, at least for now. And anybody, of course, in the future that doesn't want to try to fly up there, because like I said before, it is fairly difficult to do still. But I did come up with a concept that I think might work as far as getting up there semi-safely. So let's try to fly up there, and you can see I didn't quite get enough air, and I landed right here. I didn't really mean to do that. Anyway, let me try that again. Let's go up, and I got a boat right there. So basically, if you just can get yourself into this boat, then you can eject safely out. I also tried cobwebs, and it didn't seem like they actually stopped me from taking damage. So let's try this, and we'll fly up here. That was actually a pretty good flight. And then this is the problem with cobwebs, is I don't think anybody really wants to deal with this part once you get stuck in the cobwebs, having to wait basically until you fall out. In fact, I could definitely foresee people just getting annoyed and breaking them. So I don't have shears on me, and I don't want to lose them. I'll come back and collect that. So yeah, I don't think cobwebs are going to be the way to go. Can't really put nether in here, otherwise I'd have some sort of like water break, but yeah, that's obviously not going to work in the nether. So this seems to work. I mean, it took a little bit of damage there because I came in pretty hot, but yeah, as long as you got a little bit of skill when you're flying and you can see that boat, yeah, you can just kind of come up underneath it, right click on it to get into it, and it is safe. So I've been practicing just a little bit. And yeah, sometimes you just actually get the right height, and there I actually had to get into it. I do need to find a way to secure this though. I don't really want to make it, like I think I could probably just, somebody could get in the boat and probably just waltz on out of here with it. We don't want that. We want it to definitely make sure it's tucked in here nice and tight. But I also don't want to add anything that they could hit their head on either. And if you look, the boat is got a little bit of a weird hitbox. it's kind of past this, right? So we need to maybe come out. Maybe I can get just like iron bars going around. Of course, then we would probably hit our head on it. But anyway, I'll give that a go, and we'll see what the other hermits think if they're able to do this. But at least now we do have a way for both the Elytra-enabled and Elytra-disabled people to come up here and get to the gold farm. All right, good news. We were able to reclaim over 3.5 stacks of observers by tearing down that elevator in the Nether, which of course we need to be able to continue expanding our shulker box system here and onto this side. But I have even more good news. I got a design sent to me from a user on Twitter named The Bidjewel Dark, I believe is how you say it. And the design kind of looks like this here on the left side, I should say. And it's pretty smart. It's something I didn't think of. I was kind of stuck on trying to do a one-tick pulse to lock these hoppers instead of just relying on the fact that a comparator could tell whether or not we have more items in here. So in this case, we can just detect the signal off of this hopper here, and if it has a shulker box in it, then we can extend that piston and lock the hopper, and if it doesn't, that means it needs to get a new one. Now, the downside of the system is we have to keep these dispensers pretty much fully stocked in order for this to be locked, but that's okay. That means we're going to always have another one available, basically, to get spit out, and that's really good news. So I was doing some testing with the design he sent me, or them, I should say. I don't know if it's a he or she. This is the design they sent me with a note block there. Now, the note block is not great, and I'll tell you why. So for one, it's going to actually get a strong signal, and the note block next to it is also going to get a weak powered signal, and then that's going to cause both slices, and if we have, you know, the middle one here, it'd cause all three of these to go off to try to spit out a shulker box when only we need the middle one. The other issue I found is that it's actually too fast. So if we go test this middle one, it spits out. See, I caught that one, but if we test again, where'd that shulker box go, right? So yeah, it's not around here. Basically, now I need to go hunting for this shulker box, which is not the best, and you can see, I think I see it right there, kind of floating in between the hoppers. So it spit out so fast that the broken one was still kind of floating in air, and then this became a block and pushed it up through the hoppers there, and that's not good. So now I need to go figure out how to get that back. I don't want to lose that shulker box. I guess I'll just tear this down. And then, there we go, we got it. Yeah, so in order to fix that, I've removed the reliance on the note blocks and basically just created another observer-based version here. So it's going to add a little bit of delay as it goes through this observer and gets detected there. Plus, it's not going to activate the slice next to it, so we can show this off in the middle one. You can see it just takes a little bit longer, and there it goes. Yeah, we're not losing any now, which is great. So yeah, what I like about this design is the fact that we immediately will get a new shulker box that's filled with goodies. We don't have to wait for the system to replenish, and then when it needs to, when it runs out or basically starts getting low enough that there's only 9 left, then it is going to go call for another one from our system. And plus, it is also much smaller. You can see here, we actually come down a level, and it is way less observers in this mix. So we have 4 as opposed to, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, that's really good. So way less observers. And then I also need to add the system up top to dispense the items into the waterway. That should be fairly simple with this setup as well. Now the downside is obviously all these dispensers are going to have 9 shulker boxes full of goodies. So the goodies is not a problem, right? We have plenty of farms to get us the carrots and potatoes and so on and so forth, but the shulker boxes, we're going to need to collect those. So I got a feeling I'm going to be making a trip or two to the end because I can't keep buying shulker boxes off of Python. I just can't afford that. But yeah, really cool way to optimize this. This is what I love about the technical Minecraft community is there's people always being able to improve on things and come up with better designs, compact things, and so I did seriously appreciate that because yeah, solved the issue of how many observers I'm gonna have to use, and I pretty much have this already built out all the way down, and I'm gonna have a lot of leftover observers actually. Jump cut. Look at this. Got the room all done. Systems are both in place now, and decorated the room, closed it up for the most part. I left myself a way to get back there for now as we get everything filled up, but yeah, this is looking great. So much better. It's so nice when you kind of close everything off and give it a final look. I've added in my item frames for the other items that I couldn't remember last episode, so we are going to do iron and gold and rotten flesh. These are for the clerics. The iron is for the blacksmiths. I was going to do coal as well, but I don't really have an infinite supply of coal, so I'll probably just bring that in so I can do coal and iron trades with them. But yeah, this is looking really good now. I really like how this turned out, and now of course this is going to need to be the next piece I work on, but we're not going to do that today. Let's go up top and take a look. Let me show you how I've redone with the new system, kind of how all the water lines work and things like that. It looks really good up here as well. So let's cut through here, and hopefully there's no bad guys that have snuck in. So you can see each one of these lines now has its own water tunnel basically to carry those items that we're going to shoot up the key cards to what's going to be replacing the shulker boxes. So this will carry, you know, the potatoes and carrots and whatever that I'm going to use to signify what new shulker box to deliver. So I've basically just made a water stream along each line of the shulker boxes here, just to the sides of them actually, and then they'll meet up with this guy, and this is what goes down to the sorting system as before. Let me double check, make sure nobody's gonna come blow this place up. So yeah, that whole system there. So yeah, I do need to kind of close this off, make sure it's all spawn proof, because we do have some dark areas up there that I still have to deal with. Hopefully I won't really need to get up here too often. What I really need to be able to get to is just anytime I need to change the settings. So if I bring in a different villager and I need to, you know, if I bring in one that trades for, you know, potatoes or something here, this right here is where I would actually put that item that's going to get shot up into the water stream. So I've kind of created myself this little maintenance area to be able to come and swap those items out to change what shulker boxes would be delivered, and I can come through here as well, this middle row, and then as well over here. So I have access to all those, which is perfect, and you can see how the carts run along. It's looking really good, nice and compact and neat. I am so happy with the way this project has turned out so far, and I'm ready to just about finish it up. More shulker boxes needed, like I mentioned before. Probably a long trip to the end, and shulker hunting is in the near future for me. Probably just gonna do that off camera because it'd be a lot faster if I did it that way. But anyway, I have one other thing I wanted to do before we end the episode today. I purchased some beacons, and then I saw that I had some already, and I don't know why I'm not actually using these in the base here. I should just be able to always run around my base with all the fancy effects. Now I do have, I think, just one beacon running on this side, so if I add 4 more to this one over here, yep, you see I got the haste effect over here for all the digging that I had to do for the slime farm and stuff. If I add 4 of these beacons to that, then I can add another beacon kind of on this side of the base, and that should cover me as far as getting the effect. So I'm gonna do all the distance calculations and things like that, try to figure out the best place to put this. Obviously, the way, you know, you should place beacons is as low as you can, just because of the way that their area of effect work. So I'll have to dig down and put them pretty low in the ground so that I have effect pretty much all over my base. So I'm gonna do some scouting, figure out what sweet spot that's gonna be, and we'll get these beacons placed. Oh yes, look at all these effects we have now, 6 different ones. And got 5 beacons in place, and they're pretty loud when we get close to them. But yeah, we built this pyramid all the way down, basically at diamond level here, layer 11. I'm not typically going to be underneath layer 11, so that's probably down far enough for me. And yeah, like I said, I got all 5 beacons going. I basically, the only real sacrifice I made was with the jump boost. I didn't do jump boost 2 because sometimes that gets kind of annoying as you're running around, jumping around your base and stuff. So instead I did jump boost 1 and regen. So we have 6 different effects here. Oh my goodness, we are we are overpowered in our base now. But I'm gonna go ahead and use my other 4 beacons and add them to the other side. And you can kind of saw how I built this pyramid out too. Basically, as I added this beacon, I had to extend this side out with the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 9. And then you do it on all the sides, and you get something that kind of looks like this. And it's full beacon pyramids for all 5 there anyway. So I gotta do that on the other beacon tower that I have, and then I'll show you kind of where they intersect, and then I think we'll be we'll be done for the day. So yeah, let me get over to the other one and get that completed. All right, got the other beacon set up as well with all 5 going, and I wanted to show you this right here. About right here is where the 2 beacon circles kind of intercept each other. So we have a beacon 50 blocks off that way, a beacon 50 blocks off that way, and this is kind of the center point right here. So no matter where I go in my base now, I'm gonna have all the effects, which is great. I can run a lot faster around here, and if a creeper happens to try to attack me, I have some resistance, I have some strength for fighting the mobs. I got all sorts of craziness going on here. So that is awesome. Put those beacons to good use, and of course I have haste for all the digging that I'm going to need to do as I continue to expand my base. I think I'm going to start going this direction a little bit and try to follow some of the natural caves there and kind of go around the bay as well. So that's kind of my plan. So this will probably be it as far as going this direction, and then we'll, like I said, start going that way. So that's going to be really cool. But this turned out so good. I'm so happy with how this turned out today. What a fun episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe before you go. And with that said, we'll see you again next time. Have a good one, everyone.